Connolly of Virginia.
Well, reaching Texas, now we're talking crazy. Thank you all for being here. What a stimulating and challenging conversation. And I think we members of Congress face a very challenging vote sometime probably in September. And Senator Lieberman, welcome back to your home. I must say, Senator Lieberman, I'm troubled by things you've said here today. You agreed with Congressman McCall. You said you agree with everything he said. One of the things he said was, why engage with Iran at all? Do you think it was a mistake to engage with Iran at all?
Thanks, Congressman, for welcoming me back. I'm probably too reflexively effusive toward anybody who's the chairman of a Homeland Security Committee. It's a bias I have. On that particular point, I don't, and I think I've said that. I didn't oppose the negotiations. I mean, I did not oppose the negotiations. I thought it was encouraging that the negotiations were occurring. Much preferable to have a peaceful resolution to this conflict. But what I'm saying this morning is that I think the result on first look, just came out a few hours ago, is that this deal is not a good one for the U.S. or our allies, and it is a very good one for Iran.
Yes, I heard you say that. In fact, I heard you counsel us we should vote no. It seems awfully early to do that, but apparently you've made up your mind. Well, I haven't.
No, I understand, and I just wanted to share that with you based on what was agreed to at Lausanne, which is in April, which basically says this will be a temporary freeze on the Iranian program if they keep their word, and then they have the way clear to become a nuclear power.
I understand, and I think some of the questions you raised are absolutely legitimate, as are General Hayden's, but I think we have to weigh the alternative.
Absolutely.
We can't pretend that there's a perfect alternative if we'd only choose it. And I think that's some of the problems, some of the discussion we have around here. But you also said we can just go back to the P5+1 and say we just couldn't sell it. Let's start over again and let's re-engage the Iranians. Senator Lieberman, I don't know anybody who believes that that has any high probability of success. That, as a matter of fact, the very opposite is likely to happen. If we disavow this agreement, P5+1 falls apart, and Iran races, not walks, to accelerate its nuclear development program, and they're not about to come back to the table. Surely you would at least concede that's just as likely as the scenario you laid out.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I actually agree with what Ambassador Burns said here, that if the agreement is rejected, that Iran will not rush to build a nuclear weapon. They'll retool their program, but they won't do it because they'll worry that either the U.S. or Israel, if there is clear intelligence showing that they've broken out to a nuclear weapons capacity, that the U.S. or Israel will attack them militarily, and they don't want that.
I take your point, and that's one thing we can consider. But surely there's a chance that's not what's going to happen. And when we're thinking about voting, we have to weigh those risks.
Absolutely. Look at this.
And at least the agreement in front of me limits the risk. It's a completely unlimited risk. You may be right. They won't do that. But what if you're wrong? What if, in fact, they will go down? There is a hardline element, as you point out, in Tehran, that would be licking its chops to see this agreement fall apart.